Hi, I'm Nadine Suliaman. I am a performing artist and I'm also a fitness enthusiast and a blogger, so a little bit of everything. As a child, I always loved to perform, so like when my parents would have people over, I would put on a show for them. And then eventually my dad was like, you should start dancing. And I was like, I don't want to go to dance classes. Like, wasn't interested. And then I started it and I loved it. And I started at like 12. And then when I was about 16, I found a part-time program at the Waterfront Theatre School. So then I started that. And from there, I decided that it was something I wanted to do as a career. And then I studied full-time at the Waterfront Theatre School. There's a big thing that you have to accept when you start, is that you have to do your time, you have to put in the training and the work. So when I heard that I had to study for 4 years, I was like, no, I'm going to be 22 when I graduate, I'm going to be so old. But at the end of my course, I was like, actually, I was not ready at 18 to go straight into this industry because it is hard. It's a lot of rejection, it's a lot of no's and closed doors. And you have to always accept that it's not personal. Like, people are not saying no to you because they think you're talentless. It's just that you're not right for the job. So I worked really hard in college. I went in as a singer and they were like, no, but you can dance too. So then they made me do double major vibes, which kept me very, very busy. But like, it was really great because I got to do a lot of shows in college and build up my CV. So that by the time I left, I had quite a nice repertoire of work behind me. And I got my first job straight out of college. I got into Rent the Musical and I played a lead, which was really cool. And then from there, I've been really lucky to say that I haven't stopped working since college. Obviously, Miss Rona did the things. But before Corona happened and before theatres closed, I have been lucky enough to walk in and out of jobs and to always have something. And yeah, and then also adverts and things on the side also keeps the boat afloat, so that's been really great. Yeah, when COVID happened, I kind of lost my entire foundation of what I did for a living, because I was a performing artist by night and during the day I was a fitness instructor, and then obviously gyms and theatres closed and I was just like, oh, okay. But luckily I had been running a blog in the as my side hustle as well. So when COVID hit, my blog kind of took my main focus. And that really helped me grow the blog, really focus on that following. And now I've started to earn money from the blog, which is quite nice. And then I've also got skills in writing and things like that. So I started writing for the Bollywood channel on DSTV. So I'm writing the English scripts for them. So you always just have to be ready to take on any job and be like, yeah, I can write. Oh yeah, I can teach this class. Yeah, and then I've also started teaching dance classes as well, because if I can't be on stage, I might as well help other people join the industry when things get back to normal. Look, I've always been someone who likes to bite off way more than they can chew. So in a normal life, I'm usually working 3 jobs at a time. So I would be doing the fitness, the performing arts, and then I'd also have another performing job that I did on nights when I was off at whatever show I was in. So I'm very used to having to balance my time and balance my entire life. And it's definitely going to be very difficult when things open up, because I decided to start studying again this year, and that's another 3 years of my life now. Yeah, so I'm going to have to let a few things go. So I probably will stop teaching dance and writing the scripts, and I'll probably just go back to just doing fitness instruction and performing at night, because that is what I'm trained to do, and I cannot wait to get back on stage. Yeah, but you always have to have all these side hustles and things going on, especially in this industry, because there are going to be times where you've got 2 months of nothing and you need to find something to pay the rent with. It's very taxing on your emotional stability and on your mental health. There were times where I've come back from auditions in tears. There were times where I've done a show where I just felt I did so badly that I shouldn't be doing this. Like, I remember once I was in Joburg and I've got really bad sinus issues, and this was my first time performing in Joburg. And I remember calling my mom that night. I'm like, Mom, this is my last show. It was my first and my last show. In my head, I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I can't. And then I got over it, and I got back on stage the next night. So yeah, things like that do happen. You do have the little breakdowns. I've had like some terrible auditions where like the auditioner has made me cry in the room just because they're so intense sometimes, and sometimes they're just very rude. And I have had to get a lot stronger because I am a very soft person. I'm very sensitive, and I care a lot about what people think of me, and I take it to heart when I feel like I've disappointed someone, even if it's someone I don't know. Like if I'm coming to an audition and you don't think I'm up to scratch, I'm very hard on myself when I feel like I haven't achieved. So I've learned to start letting go a little bit, trying not to be as much of a control freak, because I'm very much, I want to be in control of every situation. And I've learned now when I'm in a workspace, if something is not my job, I'm not going to do it, because I'm always like trying to do everyone else's jobs for them. And I'm like, my new motto is, am I being paid to do this? No. And then I just stick to what I'm being paid to do. For me, my motto for this year and my goal for this year was to step into my power. Because I've always felt like I've been afraid of achieving or trying to achieve, because what if I don't achieve, you know what I mean? So I've always not shot my shot as far as I could, because what if I don't reach the target and then I failed? And like, failing is part of the process, and failing is what helps you empower yourself, because you learn from the mistakes and then you can push yourself forward. And I feel like as a woman, being empowered means owning your voice, owning your space, and not apologizing for taking up space. I spent a lot of my time apologizing for being better at something than someone else, or like being a harder worker than the people next to me, and they're like, oh, like, you know, like when people are lazy and then you're doing the work and they're like, oh, you suck up. And I'm like, no, I want to get ahead. Like, yeah. So it's just like, I'm no longer apologizing for who I am. I'm no longer apologizing for what I want. I am stepping into that power and taking it. Oh, Beyonce. Is that everyone's answer? Alright, yeah, no, well, obviously Beyonce is my queen. So, yeah, everything, I'm like, what would Beyonce do? And then in South Africa, like, I'm really inspired by people like Rushtush, just like these female women of color who are just owning their industries, and they're completely unapologetic for what they're doing. And I really love the way that Rushtush is just like, okay, I've got haters, but I'm not gonna let them get to me. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. And that's really helped me focus on my journey and not worry about the people trying to pull me back.